More than I need, what you want, girl, it's yours. Give me your feelings, I just can't ignore. 'Cause all I want is you, baby. Give me your time, all your love, I've been patient.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brandy.
And welcome to another Lit Tuesday. It's another episode of What They Never Told Us podcast. What up? We back, man. We in the building. Welcome. What's up?
It's so extra.
It's got to be excitement. These people, most people listening to it, it's either they on a third shift or they in the car on their way to work. They want to turn up. They trying to wake up. Good morning. Whenever you listen to us, good night. Whatever it is. How you doing?
Right.
Listen, it's been a stressful week. Okay, we got to be chipper and happy. We got to will ourselves to be joyful.
Okay, whatever you say. Babe.
Listen, because it's a lot of stuff happening right now. On top of the fact that the vid is closing in on us again. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but it's that season. The season's changing, and the vid is closing in. Look at your friends, your family. Them coughs hitting a little bit different this season. Y'all better watch out. Me personally, I'm not mad about it though. I'm not mad about it. I'm telling you, listen, pandemic me. I am not playing. I'm not trying to be insensitive because I know there's a lot of people, who
lost loved ones.
And I'm not saying I want COVID back, but I'm telling you, it started off rough, but the pandemic, that season of my life, was one of the most fruitful seasons of my life. I'm for real. And I hope, once again, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but being in the house that much, the calm of the city, driving to get some food, and it's just open road.
Put a lot on it. But I do agree that during the pandemic, I was able to chill and find myself because all the distractions were gone. But yeah, I don't want to be the teacher anymore. I'm good on that.
You didn't just find you
stuck in the house with the kids no more. I'm good on that.
You didn't just find you found love in a hopeless place.
You hopeless? You call yourself hopeless?
No, the place was hopeless. We were in the COVID was a hopeless place, but you found love.
All right, man.
In a hopeless place.
Right. Moving on.
No, we're not moving on. Pandemic me.
No.
We got to talk a whole hour. Why are you rushing through this?
Moving on. I ain't rushing into our conversation. I'm just saying past the pandemic.
All right.
Because they might notice that I don't got on no headphones today.
What's it got to do?
Might be a little obvious to some people that we've been having some equipment malfunctions, some sabotaging, some satellites, that's been going on. Don't tell me you haven't seen that TikTok.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, because you not going to be on here sounding that ignorant. We going to start this episode over because I don't know what you was trying to say. I forgot about that TikTok. I was going to say.
They trying to satellize me.
So you trying to one up my McDonald's thing. You trying to one up my Ronald McDonald tag.
No, but for real, we've been going through it with our equipment. And we came down to record yesterday and learned that my headset, the cord to it, has been severed. Somehow, nobody knows who did what spirit then came in here and been ransacking through our stuff. But outside of the mic being damaged, which messed us up last week, we couldn't go live on Wednesday. We couldn't make it up to y'all on Thursday because we were down one mic and now we are down a set of headphones. But the devil ain't gonna stop us.
Yo, I was just about to say that when you was growing up in church and the mic would feedback or something, a mic would cut out, and they'd be like, "They ain't nothing but the devil," and it's like, nah, you just need a new sound system. No, this was literally the enemy. Yo, like the microphone, the fall, the mic that dropped, the mic drop that happened was so insignificant. It wasn't even a dramatic fall, but the amount of damage to it was like, are you serious? Like, we can't even use this. It won't even plug in. Then, okay, we replace the microphone. God is good. Like she said, then we get the headphones. We come down here to record. and the joint is just severed. That's probably what, you know what, that's probably what messed it up. Stop doing that. That's probably what messed up the last time. That's what threw the focus off last time. It is focus on
No,
that.
for real. But I mean, literally just cut in the middle of the court.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe now somebody just cut it. And I don't know. There's a lot of kids here, but I don't want to believe any of them would ever do that.
No.
Yeah.
Not
So-
just because they came from me. Like, it's just so
It's,
evil.
yeah.
Like,
Then we tried to shoot a whole episode yesterday. Camera all out of focus. We
yeah,
like,
it was
this
bad.
is-
Russell forgot to turn his light on.
It was just the struggle. So that's why I'm trying to come here with all this excitement. Okay. I apologize if it seems like a bit much, but I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to be recording because y'all don't know what we've been through.
It's been a lot. And part of the reason that we are here is just because we got some dope people in our corner. We told y'all about the mic issue, and one person in particular came through. So shout out to you.
Shout out to you. Round of applause.
We definitely appreciate it. Helped us get right back on our feet. She was like, look, so y'all gonna miss recording? And we like, yeah, until we get the mic. Okay, I got y'all. And
Yeah.
well, it's not my mic, it's his mic, but
We back.
it's all shiny and brand new.
We back. And then on top of that, there was still enough to where when the headphone thing, because we didn't account for that at the time. We
Yeah.
were just trying to place the headphone, but we're able
have
to
to
do
come out of
both.
pocket for that. So
Yo,
yeah, it
God
was-
is good. The person that's in the money is good. And all of y'all who contribute and pour into us and pour into this podcast and just show love. Y'all know y'all so trill. We love y'all. Y'all are the family. Everybody, even if you're just listening, we appreciate y'all so much. So shout out to y'all.
we entered the charts in a new country.
Yes, we did. Shout out Zimbabwe.
Come on.
I'm trying. You see, I'm resisting trying to use my African accent. I'm telling you, when we pop enough to go to different countries, I'm gonna flex so hard.
Okay.
I'm gonna flex so hard. Like I just want to. That's all. That's been something I've daydreamed about for so long. To just go
using different accents.
in the country. I want to go there and talk to the people, and I want them to tell me if it's authentic or not.
Okay. Well, I'm ready.
You ain't ready because
go.
you're gonna be annoyed the whole trip. You're not ready. I'm telling you
Because
now.
I'm just gonna leave you.
No, you're not going to do that.
Okay. It's
You're
enough.
not going to do that.
That's enough.
I gotta work on my African, but
Yeah, you do.
we gonna get it together.
You can call your friend from Nigeria. Help him out.
You really need to stop bringing it up. Like for real, it's traumatizing and it's not funny.
Hey, what you want to talk about today?
Before we get into that, there has been, I don't know if you noticed this, I don't know what day of the week it was, but there was a day when there were like 5 or 4 different divorce announcements all in the same day, and it was crazy. I think one of the more noticeable one was my girl Tia Mowry. And someone actually hit us up today. A fan hit us up today
really?
and was like, I need y'all to talk about this. And now I don't think we're gonna talk about that because that's something we just don't do. We don't talk about people's lives like
We
that.
don't know that.
But
What you was like? Oh,
no, for real though. Look, the thing about being on any type of platform is, especially when you open up your lives, social media, all of this stuff, like we see her kids, she posting pictures of the family. So you feel like in some small way
Connected.
you're connected, right? And you're like, oh, they're so cute, or oh, she looks so happy. So when you see a couple, get to that point, especially when you've been through it,
yeah.
and
For
you
me,
know
I mean,
what that
it's
is.
sad to
Yeah,
hear
it's
anybody
sad.
going through divorce, because I know I don't care how much you think you want divorce. Like you could be over your person and just like, we just need to do it. It ain't never nothing cute, and it is so traumatic. No matter how bad you want it,
Absolutely.
it is horrible. It's the pits.
And the person that sent us the talking point was, the article was Corey Hardick, blindsided by divorce. Said it came out of nowhere. I think the first thought when you see black couple shit, you think the dude cheated.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I don't think that's just black couples. I think that's anybody.
he adamantly denied it and saying
When
he
it's
was
the woman
blindsided by it,
asking.
and pretty much just saying like she wasn't happy. I want to ask you this. What do you think about being in a marriage? Is not being happy a reason for divorce? Now, that's a broad statement, not happy.
It is.
But what if it's just that?
So am I not happy in this season, or am I just not happy overall?
I guess it depends on how long you've been feeling that way or what constitutes a season. I don't know.
It's so hard to answer. I don't think if I just take your question for what it is, no, I do not think not being happy is a reason for divorce, because it comes and goes. Like every day is not going to be sunshine and roses. And there may be seasons of your marriage that are just like, you just feel like, oh, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy with my spouse. I'm not happy with our relationship.
Yeah.
To me, that's not a reason alone to get divorced, but that's just for me personally.
Yeah. I think it's important to talk about, right? Because like you said, in every relationship, you deal with seasons where you're unhappy. And there's a lot of factors for that. There's a myriad of factors, because it's not just your relationship that lends to your quality of life. There's
Absolutely.
work, there's family, there's outside issues. But at the most important piece, it's those romantic relationships, to me, that weigh so heavily on your mental space in the season. Don't you cause me stress when I'm already dealing with stuff at work.
So are you saying that you not being happy is a reason for you to get a divorce?
No. I don't stand by that. I don't stand by that. But I'm saying that it's probably one of the most consequential things, that when it's stressful, I think it tends to be more painful than other factors, right? So your job could be stressful, but your job probably doesn't mean as much to you as your person that you love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when that is causing you stress, I think it's just more painful. It's more damaging than something like a job, because you can get another job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can get another husband too.
Those don't come by that easy. There's a lot of people right now who thought that, and they sitting here like, all right, where the number 2 at? I'm waiting on him. I don't know. Not for real, but
No, I get it.
It's like, how do we navigate those seasons of unhappiness, right? Let me ask you this. We're both, and I don't want to go into like our past marriages, because I think that's a song we sing a little bit too much here. But just in past relationships in general, what does Brandy do when she's unhappy with her partner?
I get mean.
Oh, yes, you do.
You ain't even never seen me.
I ain't never seen it.
No.
That's not true.
That's
I've
very
been with
true.
you since high school. Every time we broke up, it's because you just was being mad mean.
That's not true.
It's not?
No.
But just because you haven't been as mean as you have been with other people doesn't
I've
mean
never
I've
been mean to you. Not in a serious way.
That's not true.
Okay.
Maybe to you it's like, I wouldn't be that mean, but I'm soft. Like, I'm soft out here in these streets. It don't take much for me. Like, if you just talk with a little bit too much up and down, I'm like, you're being so rude.
Oh my goodness. I've definitely been rude, but I haven't been mean to you. Like,
If you're not
where-
talking to me, that's mean.
I'm talking about real. When have I just not talked to you?
All through high school, that's how we broke
Oh
up.
my goodness. We're talking about 20 something years ago.
I'm just saying, that's my only reference. We did it all through
Okay.
high school. That's 4 years of evidence.
To answer your question, that's what I do. I get mean. I get.
What does that look like?
I shut down what little bit of emotional in my past relationships that they
Mm.
did have out of me. That goes away. I get super just like,
Snippy.
I don't want to be around you, and I'm going to let you know that.
I'm like, I'm
Like,
at
I
the
literally,
visceral
I
spots.
don't like you. Stop touching me. I don't know why you haven't left yet.
Ow.
Like,
yo.
I get very short, very like it's very curt. Like, you know. All right, she done.
What? Okay, so let me ask you this. Why don't you just break up with her?
I mean, I do sometimes y'all just
Like,
don't
yo, they
be
won't
getting it.
they
Like,
won't go. You gonna make me do
you're
this.
doing all this and you still want to be.
Why isn't that the first option though? Like, I'm unhappy. Like, let me just end this. Why is it like, I know what I'm doing?
If it wasn't my husband, then why not?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Why, I'm saying, why would I hold on to the situation? Like,
I'm saying, why not just break up with him? Why just be mean?
that to me, that's not breaking up with you. If I'm like, I don't like, leave me alone. I'm good on you. Like,
Nah, they still live there. You gotta be like, yo, look, this isn't working out.
I do
think
still
we
have a
should-
heart to so some people though. Like, you ain't got nowhere else to go. Like, you can chill till you find a spot, but me and you,
Oh, that's what it is.
like, we good.
I didn't know it was
I'm good
that
off
situation. I didn't know it was that situation.
No, I mean that's if like that was the situation. That has been the situation before where like he was living with me. I was like, all right, I'm good on you.
We're broke up, but you can stay
Yeah,
here.
like until you find a spot, because I ain't gonna put nobody out on the street. Well, I will put somebody out on the street, but I didn't put him out on the street.
That seems absolutely 100% terrible. Like, it's one thing to break up with somebody. It's nothing to break up with them, but you got to see him every day. That's difficult for me.
Well.
And there's a lot of people that do. They break up. They go to the same church. So you see them on Sunday. They in the choir together, gripping each other in the middle of, you know what I'm saying, Lord, you are good.
Yeah, that's why I don't mess with, I never mess with nobody that I work with or nothing like that. Like,
Oh, I did that.
I need the separation of church and state.
I did that.
If I break up with you, I don't want to see you.
It's never been contentious, but it's hard.
It ain't been contentious for you. It's been contentious for them girls. I can guarantee you that.
Why ain't they getting contentious with me?
Nah,
Just because they don't feel good about it don't mean it's contentious.
Nah, they tight. I'm telling you.
They might be tight, but as long as they're not being tight with me, I mean, like, we good.
You don't even pick up on it. Oh, she's still good. She's still talking to me. She's throwing shots and all that.
You probably right. But for me, like, every relationship I've ever had has just started from like shared geographical location. Like, I've never just kicked it to a girl walking down the street like, hey, yo, what's up, man? What's your name? Like, yo, what up?
I've always been friends with them, but like, it ain't like I'm not working with you. I don't spend my extracurricular activities with you.
See, that's the thing. I don't have friends like that. Like, I have friends. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who would say, oh, he's my friend.
Yeah.
But I don't hang with people.
Yeah.
Like, there's levels to my friendship. If we go places together, we a friend. We a friend. But I don't do that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the people that I get close with are people I work with in some form of fashion. It's been music, my 9 to 5. End of story.
But when that goes bad, how do you navigate sharing your space with somebody that you shared your body with? Like, to me, that's
awkward.
weird.
It's extremely awkward. It's extremely weird. I will say this. One thing that helped me immensely was the fact that I was always respectful. Like, I've never had a relationship and no, fuck you, I don't want to talk, shut up, man, you were this, you were that. Like, I ain't never had that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I would imagine if that was the tone, it'd be difficult to like be in the same space with them. But if anything, it's just hurt feelings, you know what I mean? And maybe some sadness there, but it's never been like anchor. You know what I'm saying?
These nice guy breakups, like, I don't understand. Like, to me, a breakup is meant to have some type of contentious feeling to it. To me, that's how I stop my feelings.
It's toxic.
Like, I need to be like, I don't need to see you for a minute.
It's toxic.
I need space. You can call it whatever you is, but it's always worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm done, I'm done. And I don't need to be your friend until I'm over the feelings part. Then when I'm over the feelings part, we can work on establishing a friendship. But to me, it's just super messy to try to work on being a friend with somebody that I still have feelings for.
Now you're changing the narrative, because I never said be friends. I said it's just not contentious. You said it has to be, so you can break ties.
When it's a situation where you're always around me, in order for it to not be contentious, I have to be friendly towards you, right? Like, we talking, hey, how you doing? Like, I don't want to do none of that.
See, like, and that, I think that's where I disagree. Like, to me, it's weird that 1 minute you can, if you hear a lot of commotion, y'all know we a family. Like, it's kids upstairs, it's a dog. Nah, because it's someone here like, what is happening? They looking around their car like, why is all this extra noise? But for me, it's like, you're able to work through situations in a relationship, even bring it to a close without it being negative. Like, relationships can come to a close without negativity.
It doesn't. I mean, I don't think it has to be. It doesn't have to be negative. There have definitely been mutual breakups that I've experienced, but I still make the choice to not continue on in a friendly manner, and especially if I'm not the one requesting the breakup. So essentially, I'm the one that I have to deal with an instant loss of feelings. Like, so let's say, for instance, we're in a relationship, you really not feeling it, you getting distant, and then you break up with me. I'm still fully invested in the relationship. But now, because of the ending, the severance of the relationship, I got to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that and deal with you.
But here's I mean, you don't have to deal with them. Like, you're still hanging on to the friendship thing. Like, that's not what it is.
I'm saying like my coworker or.
But if that is the case,
my choir mate.
Support it. If that is the case, it doesn't have to be negative. And I would say it's even more stressful if you have to share space with them and it is contentious. And
I've never experienced that. Besides being in school, I've never experienced that.
Yeah, like, why would I want, if we're legitimately angry and it's hostile, what peace am I gonna have if you're in the cubicle like across from me? That is extremely uncomfortable.
Why you just don't do it. I have exes that live in the same town as me that I don't see. For like, I ain't hanging with that same group of friends no more. Like,
it does not have to be negative. And I know it's rare. And most of the time, people subconsciously do that. Like, I need to separate myself from all of these good things I felt for you. Mm-hmm. So the way I do that is I'm going to cling to all the negative that I feel. But the truth of the matter is, to me, it's weird. Like, 1 minute you were like, oh, we cuddle, and the next minute we have a disagreement or we have something that we can't resolve. Now it's, you're dead to me. I think that's contrived. And I think that I don't know. It's weird. I just don't work like that. And I'm not knocking nobody who does, but I am saying, I am giving the perspective that relationships coming to an end doesn't mean it has to be contentious. Sometimes it is, and I think it's natural. I don't want to make it seem like it's wrong that it's contentious, because sometimes it's going to be that.
I think it's natural to lean more towards that side when you have a common, like a vested common interest, like kids. So if the breakup, but we still have to co-parent, then yeah, I want that to be cordial. I don't want to have to beef with you.
Why would you want to beef with anybody?
I'm not saying I want to beef with. I'm just saying if it's something that we have a vested interest in, I have more to lose if the relationship doesn't go well. Mm-hmm. If it's just somebody that I'm casually dating, or maybe even it was a serious relationship, but we ain't gonna share nothing, like, all right, let me deal with me and I'm good on you. That don't mean I hate you. That don't mean I don't ever want to talk to you again. Yeah. That just means, like, for me, I need to not be around you for a minute. I need to not see you all the time. I need to not.
I think that's when you, I agree with that. I agree with that. Like, I think when a relationship ends, being up under the person that you broke up with, I don't think it's healthy. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, so that's all I was saying. I mean, it don't have to be beef. Yeah. It just means that, like, I need my space. I don't want to have to deal with you, because I'm going to be 100% honest with you. By the time my divorce was finalized, I was good off my ex. It still doesn't feel good to have to, you know, be around, or like, let's say we had our families. Well, I was very intertwined in his family. So I made a conscious effort to not go to stuff. They were still inviting me to birthday parties and cookouts and, hey, we going here, you want to come? But for me, I just need that separation. Like, I need to be like, no, I'm moving on with my life. He's moving on with his life. And these things don't have to commingle. We not ill towards each other, but we're just not friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm good with that.
Support that. Do you think it affects the parenting that there's not, like, some level of friendship? Do you think, like, when it comes to disagreements, you think they're handled in a friendly way, or do you think they come off contentious at times?
Me, in my situation specifically, like, we don't bicker. We don't really bicker in front of the kids. I won't even say bicker at all, really. Like, because they don't see us, hey, buddy, how you doing? I don't believe that they think there's an issue, because none of them have said anything.
Not even talking about the kids, but just between you and him, like, when it comes to, like, the partnership of dealing with kids, because there's not a semblance of friendship. When there are disagreements or things you don't see eye to eye on, or, like, do you ever feel like it can affect it negatively?
I mean, I can see, yes, but I think that's just the nature of the two people that we're dealing with. So I don't think that it has to necessarily be, that case in all situations. In our situations, we both high heads. we both like to have our way, and if it's something that we can't agree on, I think it's just the nature of who we are. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that we're not friendly.
Yeah.
I just think it's just our personalities. Like,
For sure.
we're gonna pop off, but we're gonna be good the next time we talk. It's just how we work.
Yeah. I want to know, in relationships, right? So say it's not a divorce, right? Say you're in a relationship and you're dealing with issues. Maybe somebody's not happy. Maybe there's a specific problem, right? Where do you stand on like breaks, taking a break? Because that's the easy letdown. That's like, I want to break up with you, but I don't want to hurt your feelings. So I just say, let's just take a break.
So like this is what I equate taking a break in a relationship to. In my household, when I was growing up, I used to like say things like, I'm just gonna run away, right? Mm-hmm. And my mom would be, or I'm gonna go stay over Granny house. And my mom would be like, if you leave, don't come back. That's how I feel about a relationship and a break. Like, if you gonna leave, if you need to take a break from me, then I'm good on you. Don't come back. What am I taking a break for? Like, if we can't figure out how to work this out, then we don't need to be together. A break ain't gonna help us figure out how to work out our problems if we're not communicating, if we're not actively working on it. If you want to take a break because you feel like you need to date other people or you need to test the waters before you fully commit, all right, do that. But I also have the choice to not wait on you. Mm-hmm. I've never had a situation where it was like a mutual break. So I don't know. I don't think I would ever request that though. Like, I can't see myself like, hey, we should just take a break and get back together in 6 months and see how we.
Maybe it's take a break and see if we even want to get back together.
And just break up. What's the difference between a break and a breakup?
I don't think there is one. I think when you say a break, you're communicating that like, I'm not 100% if this is the right thing. Like, I don't believe in leaving the door open. Like, if we not together, we not together, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm free. I'm a single person. But yeah, I don't know. I've never taken a break, so I don't really know. But I do.
Just asking questions.
But I do understand the logic, though, and I'd be curious if there's anybody listening right now, or if this is a clip or anything. If you've had a break in your relationship and if there was some benefit to it, if it benefited the relationship and it made it better, I'm curious to know, what was it? You know what I'm saying? Maybe if we do the live, I don't know.
I'm still stuck on the difference between a break and a breakup. Cause like in my head, I feel like if I'm in a relationship and I take a break, that means like we're not quote unquote together, but we're also not dating other people. I can't see myself agreeing to take a break and you go and date other people.
Sure,
but
it don't matter what you call it, because there's plenty of people that break up for real and they back together in 2 weeks. I don't care what you call it.
So then that's when like people have break babies. Like, we wasn't together. I just, you know what I'm saying? It happened. We was taking a break. Now we back together. She got a baby and you got to accept that.
A lot of relationships have the breakup to make up. Like, that's a thing. We did. I don't know what you act all jet.
But we broke up. We didn't intentionally take a break from each other and be like,
yes, we subconsciously did. You every time you broke up, you knew we was going to back together.
I don't know why you keep talking about high school.
Well, that's what I'm going to reference. So, but aside from me, have you never been in a relationship where you've been break up to make up?
Yeah, all the time. But we wasn't taking a break. We didn't intentionally take a break. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying.
I really thought I was done.
But that's what I'm saying. It don't matter what you call it, because either way, that's a thing.
See,
people are together, they have issues, they break up, but the truth of the matter is there's still feelings there, and they end up back together.
Nah, the only thing for me that always made me come back was that I was in my flesh, and I was like, I don't really want. No, I swear.
You want to be a thug so bad.
I swear.
You are sensitive.
There's nobody that I just ran back to because I was like, oh my God, I just love you so much. Sorry.
Maybe that's not what you told yourself, but there's dudes out here that you really loved. Mm-hmm. And maybe you told yourself, "Oh, it's just that. That's all I need."
Oh, you
okay,
tell me that.
If that's the case, why did y'all get back in a relationship then? Because you can get sex from anywhere.
But we already talked about this. I can get sex from anywhere.
But just because you have sex with them, mean you gotta be with them.
Run back.
That don't mean they gotta be your boyfriend.
It'd be like relationships out of convenience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not rolling. I'm
we
not
hanging
buying it.
around each other.
I'm not.
That's why you just need to make a clean break from them.
I'm not
because
rolling.
Then you get right back in them toxic situations.
I'm not
and
rolling.
Can't get out of them.
I don't buy it.
It's a
for
cycle.
I don't buy it for one bit. I think that's what you want to
cycles
believe.
with them psychos.
All right.
Yeah, break from that. Stop doing that.
It's no
stop taking
different.
breaks in y'all relationship. Decide what y'all want to do. Be with that person or leave them alone.
I don't agree.
Okay.
There's a lot. Like there's
that's
people.
okay. That's why we have a podcast.
There's people in marriages who have relationships who are extremely explosive, right? Two passionate people. And it's hard to work through issues because they haven't even developed the tools to work through them amicably. Sometimes you need a third party. Sometimes you need a season of separation. I've even seen pastors, regardless of if some people land on that. I know everyone lands differently, but I've seen pastors advise like, hey, look, this isn't safe for you. There's children in the mix. We need a season where you guys are able to process separately, and we're doing intense mediation with a third party, working through this in a safe space and developing those tools. Like, that's a season where you have to break apart because, yeah, I love you, but we're emotionally unwell and unhealthy. And when we try to deal with this issue, now we throwing dishes. Now we getting hostile. There's children that live here who are being traumatized. That's a scenario where if it's done the right way, it can be beneficial.
I heard a key word in there, and that was marriage. I think we made a transition from just dating to marriage because I do believe that there is a difference when you're married and you're experiencing difficult times. That's why legal separation is a thing. Like, why you're able to do that.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I don't foresee. Again, this is not a knock to anybody who does it, but just for me, I don't foresee myself dating someone and giving you the permission to break away from me and do whatever you want to do out there with the understanding that we gonna get back together.
Now, what if it's with someone who's not trying to sow the royal oats? Like, what if it's with someone who legit, like, say you're not married, but there's kids in the mix. Mm-hmm. Y'all live together, y'all cohabitate, y'all co-parent, and it's the same scenario. You're not married, but you definitely have a family unit, and it's hostile. We're not married.
I just think you break up. And if y'all work on yourselves while y'all are away and y'all do the work and y'all make the decision, y'all both in healthy spaces now and you want to get back together, then do that. I'm having a hard time understanding the concept of a break.
There's a way to do it right. Like, for instance, if you're doing it with intentionality, if there's a legitimate reason other than just you make me mad and I want to break, there's a difference between that. And there's a legitimate reason why us being in the same space is not beneficial. Mm-hmm. Right. So we need to work on our relationship without being in a relationship.
Yeah, that just sounds like people who need to do the work up beforehand.
But that's not happening.
That's why
not happening. We just did a whole rant about how people, including us, go in and out, break up to make up.
Yes,
we're going to do that anyway. I'd say it's better that if we're doing that, we're doing it with intentionality versus, oh, you made me mad. Oh, we're broke up. And when I say it, I mean, it's a clean breakup. Do what you want. But then 3 months later, we back to having sex and we back in a relationship. We didn't fix the issue at all. It wasn't done with any intentionality. It's just, you made me mad. Let's break up. But then when you get horny again, you're going to be back. And now we're back in the same toxic cycle.
Well, that's why we don't do those things anymore. We learn.
No, but there is a way to intentionally fix the issue. It's and I'm with you because I feel like we're just for the sake of podcast and we're arguing two different sides, but I'm with you in the regard that 9 times out of 10 people who say let's take a break, they're not utilizing it in the right way. I'm with you on that. Most of the time it's just, hey, yo, I don't want to be with you no more, but I'm saying take a break sounds better than better than, or I don't want to be with you no more.
Still be able to come back and do what you want to do. That's boy and girl. So by saying we're taking a break, it's easier to do that. You still leaving a door open. You giving somebody access to you who really may not be valuing your time or whatever.
I'm with you on that, but I don't want to stand on this and make it seem like it's wrong or it can't be done, because I fully believe that there's a way, if you do it intentionally and you do it with some intentionality, that it can be done in the right way. Like if you are taking a break and you're being celibate and you want to re-enter the relationship with different values and you're like, this is difficult, or there's some things that I'm recognizing that I haven't dealt with in my personal life that are affecting our relationship. It could be past trauma. It could be some healing that I need to do. It could be some stuff internally that I need to get right. And because it's not right, this isn't going right. And this means a lot to me. I want this to work. So let me go work on me. When we get back to the table, like we can, you know what I mean?
I mean, I hear you. I feel like if it's going to work in that regard, it has to be a mutual decision, because I think it is completely selfish to tell somebody, I have issues that I need to work on within me. I need you to wait at the table until I get myself back together.
No one's saying wait. No. Who said wait?
Well, what is the person supposed?
A break is mutual, do you. We're not together.
Then it's a breakup.
Call it which. Once again, This is how all of our arguments go. You get caught up on words and definitions.
No,
it does not matter what you call it. At the end of the day, if I'm saying, look, I need to get this together for us to work. If we're not together and you decide you want to date, like, that's cool, do your thing. But I'm not gonna be with anybody. I'm working on me right now. And if she says, I don't agree with this, I want to be with you. But he's like, but look, I don't want to have sex before marriage. And I don't know how to shut that off because I was introduced to sexuality early in my life. I got to deal with that. Yeah, whatever it is. If I'm saying I need to get that right for us to go into our relationship and our marriage in the most healthy way possible, if you're telling me that I don't agree with that because I just want to be with you, how is that not selfish? You're saying it's selfish for me to want to do something for the relationship.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You said it's selfish for me to wait, like ask somebody to wait.
It is selfish to ask somebody to wait.
How is it selfish?
But it doesn't mean that they have to be forced to be in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying we have to establish what is the difference between I know you're saying it's just words, but it's not, because a break to me insinuates a certain thing. It insinuates that there's an intention to eventually get back together. And if that is not mutual, that we are taking this break, then just break up with me and free me up to do what I need to do.
Take a break unless the other person agree.
Well, that's not true.
How? If he says let's take a break, and if she says no, then they're just broken up. You can't force nobody to take a break.
Right. So exactly what I'm saying. It has to be a mutual decision, or it's just a breakup.
Yeah, of course it would be.
So that I was just saying, I don't understand the idea behind a break unless it's a mutual thing that we're both going to not be with anybody else. We're both going to work on ourselves. We give ourselves a specific timeline to get these things back together. We checking in. We doing the work separately. We're doing the work together. And then when we make it to that point where it's time to reevaluate our relationship while we have both been alone, then we say, yes, we're going to do this, or no, we're not going to do it. Otherwise, I think it's just a breakup, and you go do what you need to do to get better. I'm going to go do what I need to do. Either maybe I'm better, or maybe I need to do the work. And then if God brings us back together, then great. Now here we are, and we can work on moving forward. But I think the idea of a break, it puts into your mind that there is a possibility for y'all to work in the future. And I think a breakup frees up that it may not be. And I don't want you to wait here for me and with the hopes that I'm going to go work on me, because I've been that girl who's been so in love with somebody and just want you to get yourself together. And if you say you're going to do that, then I'm not going to mess with nobody.
Yeah, but you did that with really terrible guys.
And then it don't never work out. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just me. It's a multiple women out here who are in that same situation, and men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who are in that same situation. And I just think it's selfish. If you know that the person wants to be with you, but you also know that you need to go do work on yourself, then free them up.
But how is that beneficial? How's it beneficial? If we know we want to be together,
we is
know
mutual.
If we know we want to be together, that's a mutual understanding. We both know we want to be together, but clearly it's not working. Don't you think that freeing her up to be like, if we just say, hey, look, just go do you, I'm gonna work on me, but just do your thing. Like, how would that even make the break work? So now when we get back together, like, you know what I mean? There's more issues now.
Not necessarily. Like, if she either or.
This is why you come back together and you got those break babies. That's the one that you talking about. That right there.
Which is why I'm saying it has to be mutual. That's my blanket statement. That's my end all be all on that.
I think even if it's not your idea, even if you're the one that wants to be together, if you want to be with that person and in your discernment, if you really can see that this is something that they're going to do and shepherd that season well, then commit to it. Like, love doesn't always look like you're mine. You got to be in a relationship with me. And if you're not with me, then I'm going to go do what I want to do.
And doing what you want to do doesn't mean that you're going to go out and sleep with somebody.
No,
That's
it doesn't.
not what that means. It just means that you're not bound to that person anymore. The hopes in
and
one day y'all going to get back together, it frees you up from that.
Yeah. But if that's what you want, why would you free yourself up from that? It's a pessimistic view. If we know we want to be together.
Because there's a lot of people waiting for somebody to get themselves together, and that person don't have no.
But then that comes with knowing who you with. That when it comes with having some like context clues of like the type of person that you're with. All right. So clearly we needed to take a break from that conversation. I don't know if it was God who shut it down or the enemy, but either way, the madness continues with our equipment.
So just out of nowhere, we're recording, we're having our conversation. Our camera that is plugged into a power source, the battery dies.
Yeah.
How and why? The world may never know.
It's madness. But I do think it's good for us to just land somewhere with this. I think on the crux, we both see that under the right circumstances, it could be beneficial. But I think we're both in agreement that it should be something that both parties agree on. Am I missing anything?
Yeah.
I think I'm more lean on seeing that it could be beneficial. I think you're more on the side of.
I'm on the side of legal separation is the only break you get. Otherwise, legal separation. We breaking that. Yeah. If we're married and we take
that's your personal
separation.
Thing.
Yes, for me.
So there's no context that a man can come to you and say, I think we should take a break if we're not married.
I can't picture one.
Our scenario, right? So say in the beginning of our relationship, I wasn't 100% where I needed to be.
Absolutely not.
So you don't think a break there would have been beneficial?
No, that's why I didn't get into a situation with you.
This is why we landed differently when we were talking about, I think it was one of our weekly check-ins we did during our in-season break where we talked about dating multiple people. This is why we landed differently on there. I don't subscribe to that. I think when you trying to like introduce new people in your life, I think, oh man, I wish I remember this dude's name. He broke this down. He had like a 3-paragraph comment under the psychology behind it. But I was like, that is exactly what I was trying to articulate and just couldn't. But I think the more people you introduce, not only does it become more confusing for you, but also trains your brain to, you know what I mean, lean and get comfortable with several people's energy. You know what I mean? It was I don't know if it was
the particular conversation, because I definitely don't agree with dating, not necessarily dating multiple people, but it's in a different context. So like when we're talking, if I'm going to be, I don't believe in being serious. If I'm just dating and I don't want
that's what I'm talking about.
Find a serious relationship.
No, you're looking for a serious relationship.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have to know. Like
I don't think you should date multiple people at once.
Yeah.
What was that whole weekly check-in when you were like, well, I want to go to the museum. I want to go to the museum with Tyrone, but
I'm not trying to be serious with any of them.
Why are you dating? You just casually
to be entertained, to have fun, to go out, have companionship.
You bugging.
You don't always just necessarily have to date to find a boyfriend.
That's the problem. Y'all don't know what the purpose of dating is for.
No,
you're dating for entertainment.
You're
and that's
casually dating. You're having friends.
that's a bad.
When it goes to the next
Don't
one,
do
I
it.
think it's courting. But when
Don't
it's
do it.
not, I'm just dating.
If you're not looking for a relationship, don't entertain people. If you're dating, most people are dating to enter a relationship. If you're not looking for anything serious, then go hang with your friends.
So how do you know who? So it's just whoever shows interest in you and you interested in them, then you just go and try to find the path of a relationship with them. And then if it don't work out, you go on to the next person. If there are multiple people that are interested in me and I am interested in, I have to date them in order to weed out which one I want to go into
So
a
hold on,
relationship
pause.
with.
You just said that you don't subscribe to that. So do you or do you not?
I don't subscribe to seriously dating more. There are people who seriously date more than one
So
person.
number one, if you're not looking for a relationship, why do you need to weed anybody out?
Listen, there's a difference, right? There's just casually dating where I'm not looking for anything and I can go out on dates.
Support. So why are you
with
trying
whomever.
to? So once again,
Listen, let me finish with whomever I want. There's also a season where, okay, now I've come to the place in myself where I want to get into a serious relationship.
pause right there. That
Yes.
one. Do you subscribe to date multiple people in that?
I feel like, how do you find the person if there aren't multiple people that you have to choose from?
Less than 5 minutes ago, when you just said that you don't subscribe to date multiple people, what context were you talking about?
I don't subscribe to seriously dating multiple people. So when I have in my mind, okay, Brandy, you want a relationship, right?
Yeah.
I'm going out on dates with the intention of finding one person that I want to pursue a serious relationship
and you think
with.
it's good to date multiple people looking for that one.
I don't know. I feel like you're trying to put something that I'm not trying to say.
I'm trying to find what you're trying to say because I
Okay.
feel like you're saying contradictory things. 1 minute you said
okay,
you don't.
so tell me this. How do you find the person that you want to date?
I think if you're dating somebody that's not working, you stop that and then continue your search. I don't think because I'm looking, I'm multiple people. I'm going to date with this guy this day, going to date with this guy this day. My thing is, if you're getting to know somebody, get to know them. If it don't work, shut it down and go to the next person. But multiple people, I think people give themselves way too much credit, and the evidence will show that most of us in the dating season do not do it right, and that is exactly why relationships fail the way they fail, because we don't do single right. That's my personal opinion. I think if we were as savvy as we were as it pertains to matters of the heart, it would go much more successfully, and the rates for divorce and the rates for relationships would not be what they are.
If I'm going out and I'm having dates with 3 people and the casualness of that is now over and I'm like, you know what? It was fun to date and go out and have fun with these people, but now I want to be in a serious relationship. Those 3 or 4 people that I was dating, I'm probably going to choose one of them to pick a serious relationship with. I don't believe that I am going on dates with all of them thinking that we're all going to they could all end up in a serious relationship. But for me, the process of elimination happens while I'm dating them. I'm getting to know them. I like this person, but he probably not going to work. I got him over here. He might work. Let's give him a few more dates and see how it goes.
What is this, Tinder? Where are all these men just lined up at? What is this? I'm trying to figure out where they're coming from. Who are these men?
You meet them in any places. You meet them in the grocery store. You meet them on Facebook. I don't know where people are meeting people nowadays.
Hey, can you hand me that mango? By the way, you want to go to dinner Friday?
I mean, you act like people don't get asked to go on dates in casual situations.
I'm saying that if you're that popping to where you just got a line of dudes, 3 or 4 dudes that want to take you out on dates, then you probably could stand to just pace yourself. This is personal opinion. I'm not saying I'm on top and saying this is how you do it. I'm saying that
kind of just did, but
no, my speech that I gave is a lot of us don't handle the single season right. That is a large statement that doesn't just apply to this. I'm just talking about in general. You cut me off because I was going somewhere with that, so I didn't get a chance to go into my whole spiel. But my point is that a lot of us don't do single season right. I'm not saying that this is the way to do it. I'm saying that we can't approach it like, oh yeah, no, this is the way you do that. Because I think most people say, oh yeah, when you're dating, just do it like that. I'm saying it might lend for us to rethink the way we do that. My personal opinion is that the less people who have access to you, whether it's just a dinner or not, I think the better chances are that you're going to develop genuine connections. And I think the more people involved, the more confusing it gets.
I mean, I can see how if you're for you who is a person who's very relationship driven, I can see that. I can see how trying to quote unquote manage multiple situations could be bothersome. But there are people out there, myself included, before I got married, I had 2, kind of 3 suitors, people who were interested in me, who I was interested in. I allowed them to take me out on dates. We went out, we had fun. When I was ready to be in a serious relationship, I knew that there were these 3 people who I had spent time with, who I liked them for various reasons. And when I wanted to be serious with one of them, I chose to be serious with one of them, and I cut it off, and it was not difficult.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think that's the optimal way to steward that season. Number one, clarity. If you're not looking for a relationship, I don't think you should be dating. If you need entertainment, there are a million ways to entertain yourself, and it doesn't have to be with the opposite sex or with the same sex or however you swing. If you want entertainment, you can go out with your friends or whatever it is you do. You do not need to flirt and play with the fire that comes with that, because with entertainment comes sex, comes a bunch of stuff that just happens when adults spend time together and develop attraction and all these things. Like, it just opens yourself up for unnecessary darts that you really don't have to deal with. If you're not looking for a relationship, take some time and work on you.
But what if you don't everybody has work to do, but what if you're not in a space where that's your issue, where you need to do some self-reflection and take some time to yourself? You're ready to hang out. And to me, when I say going out on dates, that's dating. To a man and a woman who have an interest, maybe we have chemistry, we have an attraction, we go out and we spend time together. That does not mean we're having sex, because I wasn't having sex with any of them. There is a such thing as just casual dating.
What are you going out with them for?
It's companionship. It's time.
Once again,
people that you like to talk
pause.
to.
Companionship, does that only exist in new relationships forming with opposite? What is the purpose of casually dating?
Eventually, you hope that you might want to be in a relationship with one of them.
Pause. You're not looking
you don't have to.
Pause. You're not looking for a relationship. This is the context. You're not looking for a relationship.
Okay, but
so why are you dating
who
them?
Don't have? If you're not picking from a pool of people that you know, right, that you're going to be in a relationship.
But why? Hold on. Pause. This scenario is you're not looking for a relationship. So what are you picking? What are you picking?
It's fun to
now
be in the company of the opposite sex.
There's a lot of stuff that's fun. There's a dude smoking meth right now.
I'm not.
Listen
I feel
to
like
me.
you're saying that casual dating is wrong, and I don't want to give that opinion.
Well, let me say what my take. My take is, I believe the most optimal way to live your life is the way the Bible says live your life. And there's no context in which I see the creation between man and woman for the purpose of fun. Find it in the Bible.
Okay.
No, give it to me, please. There are a lot of things that he gave to us for fun, but where was it found at? In the context of marriage. Sex is fun. Where did he say do that at? In the context of marriage.
You don't necessarily have to be having sex with these people.
Oh, I'm not talking. You don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the purpose of dating is for sex. I'm saying that all of the things that pertain to the fun and the beautiful and all that happens between a man and a woman, where did God give us that stuff at? He gave us that in the confines of a marriage and pursuing that. If you're not looking for that, what are you doing? And I'm talking to the Christians out here. If you don't live your life by that,
we're spending time.
Let me finish my thought. You cut me off.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm giving the basis of why I'm saying what I'm saying. This is just my context. This is just how I rock. If you're not looking for a marriage, what are you looking for? Because if you're looking for companionship, there are a million ways to get that. You can get that in friendship. You can get that from a dog. You can get that from a family member. Companionship is everywhere. What are you doing with the opposite sex if you're not looking for a relationship?
So there's no situation where a man and a woman can be friends and go out and it's just casual.
That's not dating. If you're friends and you're going out, that's not dating. That's called friendships. I don't go on dates with my friends. Do you?
I have.
Is there a difference between the date that you go on with your friends and the date you go on a romantic one?
I mean, I've been in situations, we both have been in situations where we've been with a friend and it's turned romantic. So we
Pause.
Listen,
okay. Yes.
When you
Thank
open the door. But I've also been in situations where I've been on dates with men where there's no romantic, like,
I'm not saying
you know
that all of it
there
has
might be an attraction.
I'm not saying it always
but
has to be
it's not
romantic.
like he's gonna be my boyfriend.
I'm not saying it has to be romantic. I'm saying, and this is what I need an answer from you.
Okay.
If you're not looking for marriage, what are you looking for? And if it's just companionship, that's found in many places. Why are you looking for it in the context of a date? Because dating, I believe, is for the purpose of pursuing a relationship. I think that's what it's for. I don't know where this new age thing came from, where it's like just something to do, but that's why we end up in situationships, because we just
so in your context, where do you see dating in the Bible?
It's called courtship. It didn't look like it did a million years ago when a dude just came and
things
said,
have evolved, and I think, to me, if this is again where we're getting caught up on words, a man and a woman who have like there, whether it's a sexual attraction, whether it's an intellectual attraction, whatever it is, like, I like you, you like me, let's spend time together. To me, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you know how to govern yourself. We go out to the movies, we go out to dinner, we go, because I like being in your company. That's going out on a date.
For that. So for the person who's looking for entertainment and companionship, 9 times out of 10, do those people know how to govern themselves? And what are you basing them knowing how to govern themselves on?
Well, I'm not basing them on anything. I'm talking, I can only speak from my personal
So for your
experience.
context, your personal experience, where does that usually go?
I can't say usual. There are times where it's developed into a relationship because we now enjoy spending time with each other and we're doing it more often and it goes further.
When you look at
there are also times when I've just hung out with people and nothing else has come from it.
When you look at the landscape, do you see how, to me, I think it's obvious how it's more dangerous than it is innocent. If you look at the what is the good or the bad, what is it, the way the
scales,
not weigh the scales, but the negatives or the positives, there's far more negative that can occur from that. You're opening yourself up for way more negative than you are positive. If you're not looking for a relationship, which to me would be the positive, or companionship or entertainment, which you can get from anywhere, you're opening yourself up for other things that me and you wouldn't even split hairs on if that's good or not. We'd say, oh yeah, no, you shouldn't be doing all that if you're single. But
doing all that? Going out to eat? I'm saying
going out to eat and developing relationships that are in the context of a romantic nature when you're not looking for a relationship. So what type of relationship is this? It's not a friendship.
It's platonic.
That's not a date. Who goes out on candlelight dinners with platonic friendships?
Who said it had to be a candlelight dinner?
Okay.
I think it's a
So
context.
Who's paying? Who's paying?
Who asked?
When you go out on when you go out on dates, most of the time it's like, hey, the guy pays. There's a bunch of other stuff that goes into it. You're getting to know each other. I feel like most people know what dating is. It's not a platonic thing. That's not what you do with your friends. Dating is found within the context of romance.
Okay.
Is it not? I feel like that's just Webster.
I guess we all have our own definitions.
Give me yours.
But I believe that there is a such thing as just casually dating somebody. Yes, there may be a hope that it turns romantic, but it does not always have to.
What category is it in? Is dating
Give
in
me
the
categories?
friendship, family, romance, co-workers. I'm talking about relationships. What box would you put that in? Do you go on dates with family, friends, or potential romantic partners?
At that time, for me, that was someone that I considered a friend.
No. Quit making this personal. Give me just the blanket definition.
Friend.
What?
It's a friend that is of the opposite sex.
So you're telling me that dating worldwide, you feel like most people know that it's strictly known for friends rather than romantic partners?
I think we're getting into the nuances of the words.
Because in this context, when we're talking about,
but it didn't matter in a breakup, but now it matters in dating or not dating.
Because that's where you're basing your argument. How you saying? I mean, it's just dating. The whole purpose of this is giving clarity on how to steward this season. I'm trying to tell you why I don't think it's beneficial for you to date.
And I'm not arguing against that. What is happening, I'm not saying that you're wrong for feeling how you feel. What I'm saying is I have an opposite opinion of that. And I don't think that this conversation is going to change that. I have a different opinion on the fact that, like, even if your mindset at the time is not, I want to get in a relationship, I'm trying to figure out where the pool of people comes from if you haven't spent time with them.
My thing is, if you're not looking for a relationship, who are the pool of people? If you're not looking for a relationship, then don't look for a relationship and don't do anything that is for the purpose of a relationship. Dating, we've said it on the show before, dating is for data. It's assessing who a person is and seeing if you can build a life with them. We've said on this platform in the first season that that's what dating is.
I agree when you're looking for a relationship. I do believe that.
So if that's what dating is, why are you doing that if you're not looking for a relationship?
Okay, we're not going to call it dating. What I'm going to say is when you go out with a friend that is of the opposite sex, if it's not a date, it's just us hanging out and spending time with each other. Okay.
All right. I don't even know where we done went so far down the street. I don't even know what was the initial point?
You brought it up about dating, so I don't know. The point is, I think in a season where you want to be in a relationship, I think we are on the same page of it is not beneficial to have multiple people who you are courting, who you are looking to establish serious bonds with in the hopes of eventually being boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, or married. However, yeah, my light done went out.
It's on, it's plugged up.
I turned it off when the thing went off. Yeah. However, I personally believe that there is also a season of someone's life where you may not be ready for a relationship, but you are ready to spend time with the opposite sex. Maybe in helps of understanding what you're looking for, what you need. I like being around females, but I also like the attention of a man. It doesn't necessarily have to turn to a romantic relationship, but if I like being in the company and we like going out and doing things, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We're not having sex. We're not doing other intimate things, but we're going out and enjoying each other's company. What's wrong with that?
Do you think that can lead to sex?
Going to dinner?
Getting to know somebody, being attracted to somebody and spending time with them. Do you think that can lead to sex? Yeah, I think a lot
of things can lead to sex, yes.
No, specifically.
I said yes.
Okay. So if it can lead to sex and you're not looking for a relationship, now, do you think you should be having sex before you're in a relationship with somebody? Casual sex. Do you believe in that?
No.
So if you don't believe in that, don't you think you should steer away from things that could potentially lead you into that? I'm gonna be as blunt as I want. I think it's just bad advice.
To me,
I want to be clear. I want to make my point clear.
That's not a direct line.
I feel you. I think it's bad advice. And she said her point. I'm gonna say mine. I think if you're single, I think you should lean in on being single. And I don't think you need to go out with multiple people to know what you want in a person. I think the more you know you, the more you know what you need. the reason why I knew that she was the one for me, it had nothing to do with the myriad of women that I was dealing with before her. It had everything to do with the time that I took to get to know me. And the more that happened, the more I had clarity on what I needed. It wasn't because I was out here taking a sample and spending time with a bunch of people. It's like, oh, I like this, I don't like that, or this person likes this, so it's cool to hang with him. I just think, or it's cool to hang with her. I think it just opens you up to stuff that if you can avoid it, I think it'd be better to do so. I think the single season should be just that, a single season. If you're not ready to be with nobody, then don't be with nobody. If you need like spend time with the opposite sex, hang out with a cousin or a friend. You know what I mean? Like, don't meet new people under the hopes that like we just gonna kick it. It ain't gonna be nothing. 9 times out of 10, it turns into something. That's my take. That's my take. That's my take. You just gonna be silent?
I mean, I said my point. I don't know what else.
Well, it's a podcast. We keep talking like we always do.
Yeah, I respect your opinion. I would never say that it's bad advice. It is what it is.
I think in terms of what we're talking about here today, in general, right? When you're navigating relationships, and this is something I think we will agree on, you have to be intentionality, right? Similar to what we were talking about before. Maybe taking a break don't work for you. So you're intentional in your communication. Like, hey, look, I understand you're saying this is what you need, and I'm not going to fight with you on that. If that's what you need, then that's what you need. But I'm going to let you know that I'm not in a place where I'm willing to just sit back, because I'm ready to date. I'm ready to be in a relationship, and I'm actively looking for that. So if you're not there, then that's cool. Like you said, like if it's God's will, maybe it'll happen. But I'm gonna let you know, like I'm gonna be actively doing me. But you're intentional in your communication. Vice versa. If you're the guy, you're saying, hey, look, I need this for me, and I don't feel like I can really make this work unless I'm in a better place. So I feel like we need to take a break. You still do what's best for you, but ultimately, like, you know, you are intentional in every season. Same thing with dating. Maybe you land on her side. Maybe you land on where my perspective is. The point is, in all of it, you have an idea of what you're doing. You're intentional. So maybe you are seeing multiple people, but you're doing it intentionally, and you have certain boundaries. Like, I'm not going to sleep with nobody, or I'm not going to do this, do that. You're being intentional.
Govern yourself accordingly. And I think a part of doing the work on yourself is knowing what you will and what situations you can be in and what situations you can't. You know yourself better than anybody. So you know if dating and going out is eventually going to lead for you needing that itch scratched, then stay your butt at home. But if you are somebody who can honestly say, like, I just enjoy this certain activity with this person, I do not believe there's anything wrong with that. And I don't believe that there's anything wrong with what he said. I think it's all about what works for you. And just like he said, being intentional, being upfront with, look, we can go out, but it's not going to lead to sex. If you want to get to know me, then you need to come approach me as somebody who wants to make me your girlfriend versus somebody who just want to hang out with me. You know what you need and what you want. You have to set that standard for who you deal with. And whatever side you land on, you do what works best for you.
And it's that same intentionality. Like, I think when we're talking about dealing with issues in a relationship where it makes all the difference in the world. Your intentionality makes all the difference in the world. If we're in a relationship and it starts to get difficult, your real intention is going to rise to the top, right? So if we're together and what I really want is to feel good, when it doesn't feel good, you're going to know about it. Because when it don't feel good, I can't function. When it don't feel good, then I want to run. Then I don't want to be with you no more. You know what I mean? Or versus, I want to be with you. Right? I believe you're the one for me, and I want to make this work. So regardless of when it feels good or not, I'm still here. Your intention is going to come to the top. You know what I mean?
I think it goes back to something that you guys mentioned on the Guys episode, and it was about whether love is a feeling or whether it's a choice. And I think when you get in those situations where your happiness feels like it's in jeopardy, what choice are you making? Are you making a choice to stick it out with that person and make it work? Or are you solely in a relationship, like he said, based on what it makes you feel like? To me, true love is more than just the feeling. It's the everyday choice to choose to spend your life, to share your time, to invest in another person. And I think when it comes to relationships and taking breaks and feeling happy and not feeling happy, it all comes down to a choice.
Absolutely. That episode specifically, when we were talking about that, it gave me mixed feelings because I got hung up on that. Like I was attached to that. You know me, I'm a feeler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was so hung, like, to me, because I didn't have proper context on what love was, I attached it to the feeling. And when I didn't have that, I'm sitting in therapy, like, where the feeling at? And she was like, well, the stuff you're talking about is the infatuation phase. And that's natural, but then it transitions into the intentional phase.
Absolutely.
But if you're telling me you never had that, I don't know what to do for you. I'm like, huh? No, you need to. You're supposed to give us the stuff to make the feeling come. I don't have that. What do you like? I need to know what your expectation is, because you're going to be unhappy if you think that every time you come here, you're going to leave out of here skipping and woo, I feel great, because that's not what's going to happen.
I mean, I just think about, I don't know why in the context of relationships, we put so much stock into the way we feel, when in any other area of life, to be a functioning adult, you understand that the way you feel can't dictate your behavior. If you upset at work, you can't throw stuff. You can't act out because you're angry or because you're upset or because you're frustrated. But when we're in a relationship, we feel like feelings can drive everything that we do. Like, no, I think at some point you have to realize that your feelings are temporary. They are fleeting. They change like the wind. And the decision that comes with saying, I want to be in a committed relationship with you. I choose you over everybody else, over my feelings, over my frustration, over my happiness, over my anger. Like, I choose you.
I struggle with that. Not that, what you're saying, but in general, like, I think because I'm so sensitive, I think I feel, I don't know how other people feel. It's in my head, the way I process it, it seems like I feel things more deeply than other people do. Like, there are things that I'll go through with someone else, and I'll be so affected, and they're just kind of like, hey, man, that's life. What? You know what I mean? So for me, it's harder. Like, I agree with you 100%. You have to be able to function still. And I do. Like, I don't act out when I'm upset or when I'm affected emotionally, but it makes it harder for me to function at my maximum capacity, right? Like, when I'm at work and I'm unhappy, it's hard for me to go there and work from my heart. And me, I do everything from that space. Like, the things I do best come from my heart space, not my head space. Some people are brilliant minds and they can think their way through things. They work from a really cerebral place. You know what I mean? I'm not that. I work from the heart. You sit me down in the classroom, I'm useless. But you give me a microphone, you put me in a creative space, you give me something where I have to connect with people, I'll thrive in that environment because everything is feeling for me. You know what I mean? So it's harder for me to function when that piece is not there. Like, if I don't feel it, I'm like, take me out the game, coach.
Yeah, I think
You know what I mean?
that if you don't know how to handle that, that can be seriously detrimental to a relationship.
I had
Because
to learn that.
all the time, and what I've learned is just because I feel it, don't make it true. And I think our feelings are based on a culmination of things, right? It's our experiences, it's our personality, it's our faith. All those things help make up our feelings. And when I get in a relationship with another person that also has feelings and also, you know, I have to balance that. I have to understand that every time I feel something doesn't make it the reality of a situation. And if I can't pull myself out of just the feeling, I will miss key moments to be present in just the fact that, look, this person chose me. And even though it don't feel good today, she's still here.
Yeah. I mean, for me, what helped me in that space, when I worked in behavior therapy for years, right? And one of the things we teach is your thoughts lead to your feelings lead to your behaviors. But the beginning of that is your thoughts, right? That's why I feel like the devil works overtime on your mind.
Absolutely.
Because if he can get your thoughts, oh man, he has you. Your thoughts, your consciousness, that's really your soul, right? Like that's your conscious being. If he has your thoughts, he has you. But when you think correctly, then it leads you to feeling correctly. So for me, when I'm trying to be led by feelings, then of course, when I don't feel good about the relationship. But when I think correctly, like just that what we talked about on the episode, it's a decision. I've decided I'm going to be here. This is what love is. So now even when it's not there, I still feel optimistic because I'm thinking correctly about what this relationship is and what it takes for it to thrive. You know what I mean? Your thoughts are so important, yo. You know what I mean? When you think correctly, you feel correctly. It makes sense in my head. I don't know if it's coming out like
It
that.
makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, we done took this thing from down bottom all the way to the top and back again. I have no idea what we're going to call this episode, but it's going to be good.
The title?
Yeah.
I'm just going to find a quote and put it as the title.
But we've worked through our equipment issues. We've pushed through. We here. We hope to see y'all tomorrow. We got a lot of making up to do because we did not get to talk about our self-image episode. So we got to run that back. And we also want to kick it and talk to y'all and get your thoughts and opinions on dating and breakups and taking a break and all in between. So meet us back on Facebook tomorrow at 8:30. What They Never Told Us podcast page. We will be live. And
shout out to Patreon. If you're not on Patreon, we need y'all to join Patreon. We apologize working through these equipment issues.
We were commitment issues as we working through
equipment issues. So we weren't able to get the episode posted early. But we want you to know we're working on that, and we're also working on streaming live during the episode. We had a specific request for that, and I think it's going to be a really dope experience for our Patreon users. So if you haven't had that, that's on the way. Additional content's on the way. Food reviews, all that good stuff that we love to do. So yeah, hit us up on Patreon.
You can always support the show on Cash App, $ What They Never Told Us, or come back on Facebook and send us a few stars.
That part.
I ain't got nothing else. So like we always say, we love love.
And y'all should love love too. Peace.